We're back with a 9-week block of UFC fights. What are we going to do with ourselves? Have a lot of fun, folks. Let's fucking go. And we're starting off with Carlos Ulberg taking on Dom Reyes in not a fucking bad fight. And City Kickboxing has stacked up this card with all their best talent. And we're going to get to watch, I think, some good ones here. I'll break down my 5 most confident. I'll give you guys my full breakdowns after I do a little bit of a rapid fire. Really quick, I should say, I'm working for Lights Out Extreme Fighting now, and I did my first event for them, Lights Out 27. Go follow them on social media if you haven't. Yes, their YouTube is locked. I'm trying to get into that, but I'm running their Instagram. That's probably the best way to find it. And I got Demario Dennis's blood on my laptop. Thanks, Tyrell Fortune. I'm still trying to get the fucking blood out of this laptop. How nasty this shit is. Yikes. Okay? It's all in my fucking keys. It was on the screen and shit. I mean, it was on my shoes. You know? It was a wild night. So, Israel Salazar and Tyrell Fortune. All right? You guys, you almost owe me a new laptop. I mean, I don't know. Can you not beat the fuck out of people that bad? Jesus Christ. Need a fucking raincoat, poncho to sit cage side while you guys are fighting. That was awesome. So I work for XFO now and Lights Out. Lucky man. I love what I do. And I work for y'all. You ready for the 5? Let's fucking go. I'll start at the main event. I'm going Carlos Ulberg. I know some of you hate it. I know plenty of you are on Dom Reyes. I'll explain why I think you're wrong. Then I'm going to go with Jake Matthews over Neil Magny. Neil Magny's 38. Jake Matthews is on fire. Then I'm going to go with Tom Nolan over Charlie Campbell. I think Tom Nolan being in season matters. Charlie Campbell hasn't fought in over a year. I'm going to go with Navajo Stirling over Rodolfo Bellato. I think that's a mismatch right there stylistically. And then last, maybe least, I'm going to go with the dog, slight dog, Louis Sutherland over Justin Tafa. That's right, motherfuckers. I'll break it down for you guys one by one. You want to start with that one? Louis Sutherland is a freight train. I mean, my man, choo choo, he starts coming downhill. You better get the fuck out of the way. He clinches. He works real well against the fence. He does have some decent takedowns and some fucking vicious ground and pound. And for Tafa, who's bankrupt on the ground, it would be very smart for Sutherland to take it there. I believe that's what he's going to go out there and do. He will roll the dice in exchange with Tafa. You guys know both Tafa brothers have those 2 weapons, but that's about it. I do think Sutherland's got this thing everywhere else, on the fence, on the ground. Even at range, he could stay relatively patient. And, he's had some okay fights outside of the UFC. Not a ton of deep talent in the heavyweight division, especially when you get outside of the major organizations. But Louis Sutherland looks like a decent prospect. I do think he gets past the Justin Tafa, despite the UFC experience of Tafa. Even being the better of the 2 Tafa brothers, it's like the game plan to beat them is just too straightforward, right? How many times am I going to be yelling fucking hip escape, frame at my fucking TV watching a Tafa fight? I can't do it anymore, folks. Justin Tafa made me think Taliesin Teixeira was good at fighting. How dare he do that to me? I got to go with Louis Sutherland. I'm going to go with Navajo Stirling over Rodolfo Bellato. Navajo Stirling, mobile, rangy, dynamic. Rodolfo Bellato, fucking brick house. Okay? You know where you can go knock on the door. You could find him. I told AJ DeVito, if it was Christmas and Rodolfo Bellato is supposed to sneak in and put the cookies, and put the presents under the tree, all the kids are waking up. The dude plods around the fucking place. He is way too heavy on his feet. He's way too hittable. And I believe Navajo Stirling in that flow state is going to be able to ping him up nicely. I think Navajo Stirling is going to be able to pitch a shutout here against Rodolfo Bellato. Striking wise, it does seem like a stylistic mismatch to me. Of course, just like with Justin Tafa, Rodolfo Bellato's got that puncher's chance. Both of those guys I picked against 2 power punchers there, and I'm going to keep doing it. Tom Nolan over Charlie Campbell. Charlie Campbell's been out of the game for a long time. I think that matters a lot. Tom Nolan's been on a roll, just beat Slava Claus. He's got the UFC experience at this point. And Charlie Campbell, although he has 2 nice wins inside the UFC, You know, his inactivity matters. He's flying across the fucking country to go out there and fight Tom Nolan. And I do think he's going to get kickboxed up by a Tom Nolan who's fucking tall and long for the weight class. You know, Nolan is precise in his striking, maybe not as powerful as Charlie Campbell, but he's quick. He's pretty dynamic. I don't think he has trouble on the ground here either. I'm going to go with Tom Nolan. I think he looks good against a Charlie Campbell. Jake Matthews over Neil Magny. Jake Matthews is on fire right now. You know, he just fought another tall, skinny black dude in Chidi Njokuani, and he was able to get right past the striking of Chidi Njokuani, right? He was able to take his back and get him out of there right away. It was very impressive, you know. Chidi Njokuani, I do think, is, you know, better in 2025 than a Neil Magny. Neil Magny, you know, just had a good performance against Zaleski. But if you really dig into that, Zaleski, as soon as he was mounted, as soon as he was in a bad spot, panicked. I mean, it did not look good. There was no sound defensive, you know, my head's in the game. I'm going to survive this. I'm going to make it to the next round. I'm going to get out of here reaction. It was pretty bad. I do not believe you will see that from a very talented Jake Matthews, who's been in the UFC since 2014. Holy shit. Dude's been in the UFC, I said that right, since 2014, right? What, he just turned 30 last year? I mean, he's going to be, you know, a force to be reckoned with. Did I get his age right? I don't want to fuck up his age. Young 30s at least, right? Jake Matthews, where are we at? 31. I know, sounded wrong. It's right. Jake Matthews should be able to blitz and style on a Neil Magny who's 38 years old, who's at the tail end of his career, who's being fed to some of these prospects. You saw it happen with Carlos Prates, who got him out of there right away. I think you're going to see it happen here. I do believe that Jake Matthews gets it done. And then last but not least, Carlos Ulberg taking out a game powerful counterpuncher in Dominick Reyes. Let me explain myself. Dominick Reyes is a solid counterpuncher. Southpaw, solid counterpuncher. So when you want to throw Nikita Krylov shit at him, pop, pop, he's going to be able to respond. But Carlos Ulberg just dips his toe in the water, right? Carlos Ulberg is mobile, a much better kicker, quicker than a Dominick Reyes, and I think a lot better on the outside. And I think, you know, has grown over the, boring performance against Jan Blachowicz. But it was a risk management problem. You know, I think that there's a big misconception out there that Carlos Ulberg can't finish fights. Carlos Ulberg has no power. All he can do is pitter patter you. No, I believe that he's doing this strategically because it's in his best interest. I think when he's got somebody in a bad situation, he's busted open a Dominick Reyes, you know, he's got an opportunity. Yeah, I think he'll collapse on that opportunity. I think he's going to seize it. I think he's going to be able to finish fights in the UFC. Does he finish this one? I don't know. I'm not banking on that at all. I do think that he could win a 5-round decision. That would make a lot of sense. High output, right? He has to show his cardio because we've seen him slow down a little bit. But Dominick Reyes is not, you know, his energy management's okay, but he's not this marathon runner style, right? He doesn't have a super high output. Dominick Reyes usually kind of waits on you and counter punches. He can go hunt as well. And I've been happy to pick him in his, you know, when he came back against Dustin Jacoby. Everybody's like, oh, he's chinny. It's a wrap for him. One hit and he's going to wobble. He's going to do the chicken dance. One hit and he does the chicken dance. Yeah. He showed that he can strike with these solid fucking strikers. Dustin Jacoby, glory kickboxer, right? And, you know, I think he's pretty much put he has a bad chin thing out of the atmosphere. I remember him getting knocked out by a jab from Ryan Spann, right? I remember his fucking vicious headbutt to the canvas when he got knocked out by Yuri Prohaska with that spinning back elbow. So that trauma doesn't necessarily just go away, right? So I think people were saying he was too chinny. That was not the case. And now that the talk is completely out, it's like, hey, Carlos Ulberg could send a high kick up there. Carlos Ulberg can throw a spinning elbow as well. And so I think he's going to give him a run for his money. I do believe you have to go with the faster, very dynamic city kickboxing star in Carlos Ulberg. Long, tall, and just going to be able to have good footwork. That's a big piece of this fight. Carlos Ulberg is more on the balls of his feet than Dominick Reyes. Dominick Reyes, sharp, simple shots, right? Straight left hand. He's southpaw. Straight left hand. Lead hook, right? Slipping rip, right? He's got those down. That's not the type of mistakes you see a Carlos Ulberg make. His timing is nice. He keeps you a little off balance the whole fight. I think it's a pretty damn matchup for a Dominick Reyes. All right. One more time for my people in the back. I'm going with Carlos Ulberg. I'm going to go with Jake Matthews. I'm going to trust in Navajo Stirling. I'm going to believe in this Louis Sutherland character over Justin Tafa, let's be honest, because that's the case. And I'm going to go with Tom Nolan over Charlie Campbell. Those are my 5 most confident picks for UFC Fight Night in Perth. Ulberg versus Reyes. It's a good card, top to bottom. I've got 3 dogs that I like and that I've bet on. So, I'm happy to go dog hunting on this one. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a good card. I think City Kickboxing is going to have a pretty good night. And, it is challenging for people who are traveling. First off, you get robbed. The government in Australia takes a big old slice of your fucking purse. So from what I've heard, they try to do other things, try to pay you for promotional money and take it off of the purse, whatever they got to do, because how bad does that suck? You're already the fighter who's, the away team, right? You're going to go to Australia and the water swirls the other way when you flush the fucking toilet. You're the fucking world. And you gotta, take on the Aussie, and then the Aussie gets to keep his money and you get 40% taken away from the government. I'm not playing. These are the numbers I'm hearing. I don't know this personally. Australia, despite being a well-traveled individual, but too, it's like, who's taking these fights? It's interesting, and how are they being taken care of? It sounds stressful to me. Yeah, it's a good fight card though. Glad to be back. Lights Out was fucking fantastic. XFO's going down in Chicago, so I want to invite you guys to come see me. The XFO is already announced. It is going to be the day before Thanksgiving in Chicago. I'll be on the mic doing commentary, so come see me. Come say what's up to your boy. Extreme Fighting Organization live with all the amateur belts. I think that's the goal. Night of Champions, Dan Lardy called it, so that'll be cool. And then there's a professional card coming up for Lights Out that I can't tell you about yet. What up, chat? If you're not first, you're last. Facts, Jason. I like the the energy. What up, Sean Shelby? Good to see you back. So let's make some matchups. Finch the GOAT. I appreciate that, Junie. What's up, Hernandov? I got some regulars. I love y'all. Fuck yeah. Hey, it's Most Confident. So let me give a shout out to somebody. Shout out to Bufo on the fucking beat. Okay. This guy sends me songs. I know you want to hear him. Sends me songs to use for Most Confident, which I'm like, this is sick. This is fucking fantastic. So I'm gonna look to get Bufo. Hopefully this pops up. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm gonna hope to get Bufo here. On the his music on the show. It'd be like the intro to the show. Right? This guy fucking killed it. Just out of nowhere, Bufo sends this shit to me. So, Bufo, if you're in the chat, thank you. Little West Coast. He knows I live in California. Respect. From the west where the palm trees bend. Mike Finch speaking truth again. Octagon knowledge, I got second game. While these other cats chase fame, I maintain street smart analysis, never cap. Break down fighters like I break down trap. Cali bred wisdom in every call I make. Confidence earned, never fake. It's not a real naked show. Technically, it's a real naked strangle. Cause you choke on bull, but strangle.
Someone in a tangle. Most confident picks, that's the name we claim. Sharp predictions in this MMA game. West Coast grounded, never chase the fame. Certain cars, motherfucker, remember the name. Most
Bro. He threw the rear naked strangler in there. He threw the fucking rear naked strangler in there. That's how you know Bufo's a real fucking fan, okay? Anybody who's a real fan of the show, you guys know. Rear naked strangle, okay? You choke on food, you strangle anybody in a tangle. Great job. Thank you, Bufo. We'll make that happen, okay? New intro song coming soon. What'd you guys think of that? Get that on the streams. Let's go. All right, I got people dabbing. Let's go. Reyes champ 2026. That's crazy. All right, let me get back to the beginning. Congrats. Thank you, Junie. Is it in Illinois? It is in Chicago, Illinois. XFO Night of Champions going down the day before Thanksgiving. Come see your boy. Link it. Shit, just type in XFO, bro. I don't run their social media. Yeah, it's on their Facebook. Dan Lardy's kind of old. I need to help him out with the social media game. Needs to get the social media game down. We were broadcasting live on UFC Fight Pass and shit. XFO is the shit. They're coming back. Just the second event back. So social game's going to get there. Bellato, best dog. Stirling struggles with takedown defense. He's going to get his leg kicked off, and I don't think he'll be able to win a cardio battle. Bellato's slow, homie. Bellato is slow. And I think Navajo Stirling is going to use his feet. I mean, it's a similar thing to the Dominick Reyes versus Carlos Ulberg matchup, except at least Reyes has hands that I can trust. Reyes can go hunting and catch people. Bellato, one step behind. Paul Craig was doing okay striking with him, and then he did that acting performance, whatever the fuck that was. He had like a scrap with Earpotier. I don't know. I think Bellato a little overrated. Navajo Stirling after that, decision a little underrated. I think you guys are going to see Navajo Stirling style on him. What up, Karthik? Sounds like a planet in Star Wars. Just watch Erslan and Tuco fucking tacos give Navajo fits. Reyes by KO. A lot of you guys are on Reyes. What up, Pepino? Ulberg was saying he hablado better striking than Alex Pereira. You heard Alex Pereira is 30 pounds overweight. Are these reports fake? I hope they're fake. Alex Pereira, a prime Alex Pereira, should be able to beat Ankalaev. Ankalaev couldn't take him down at all. Not once. And Powhatan just never really letting it go in that fight. And now you're going to tell me he's fucking coming in heavy, been out for a while. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I know Ankalaev hasn't fought either, but you get me. I just, he's a little old. So not good shit from Alex Pereira. Ulberg might be able to beat him now. I know people like Reyes. I know. Span is a heavy puncher. That loss doesn't mean nothing for Reyes. Bruh. What are you talking about? Span got fucking demolished by Where's Waldo? Different weight class, but you get me. Yeah, Ryan Span, you got to be able to get past a Ryan Span for me to have confidence, in you to compete at the high levels in the light heavyweight division. And that's where we are with this fight. Carlos Ulberg's knocking on the door for a title shot. He's a pretty tough matchup for Ankalaev. I think he's on the way, brother. The real one's Noel Ulberg by KO. Let's go, LG. Ulberg by KO. I don't know, KO or decision. I could see him, because you saw what he did against Jan Blachowicz. I can't ignore, right? Believe in things based on evidence. I can't ignore what he did to Jan Blachowicz, just kind of point fight him. Do I believe he could buckle down and send a head kick up there? Yeah, I do. Finch, my kids are hungry. We're all tired of eating breadcrumbs and leftover pizza boxes. Please feed my family with some delicious Colonel Sanders fried chicken with a killer 4-leg parlay. We hungry. Holy shit, bro. I'm going to drop one of my biggest bets in free channel this time, because free channel, I've consistently given all my love to premium channel. Poor free channel. So I'll drop a nice one because I want dubs in both. I'm confident we'll get dubs in both premium and free channel. So tune in. Links in description. KFC knockout Finch chicken. What? I'm going to bet basing on your picks. Up to you, Diego. You know, when you're betting, I mean, hear me out, and you know, but anytime you make a bet, you got to believe in it, right? Like hopefully I can, you know, out of some of the research I've done on, you know, Sutherland, for instance, you know, maybe none of you have seen him fight before. I was watching his previous fights. I'm thinking about the matchup with him and Tafa. How's it going to go? I like his ability to clinch with people, but I said he's a train. He bulldozes in, so there's a little risk there. So I'm trying to assess these and give you guys my most confidence sincerely. You know, you have to look at that, take that information in, and then only bet what you're willing to lose and only bet what you see as well. If we agree, we agree. But if we disagree, you're the one making the bet, dude. You got to decide. West Coast all day, motherfucker. West Coast. I mean, I just hear so much of it at the gym, bro. I work at UFC Gym Huntington Beach, less now, but god damn, they play a lot of West Coast. Scottsdale, Arizona. All right, let's go. Thank you. I'll be in Scottsdale, Arizona in November. Might see me at Fight Ready. Might have to go kick Henry Cejudo. Bam. Ulberg was hella cocky at the press conference. I hope he gets slept. How dare you? Do you really have Micallef as a lock? I think it's a trap. It's a trap. I'm very concerned about Poatan because I like Poatan's style. I do believe he should be able to put out an Micallef. Like, based on what I saw, it was Poatan who was tentative and not himself. It wasn't some, like, you know, for Micallef, it's like he's got the wrestling and the kickboxing. And so if the wrestling doesn't work and he's stuck on the feet, like, how is Poatan losing a kickboxing bout and a clinch bout, a lot of clinching, to Micallef? You know, can we get the fucking get off the fence Fabricio Verdum move? Can we get the shove the wrist in, use the underhook? You know, yes. But if he's 30 pounds overweight right now, if those reports are true, yeah, I'm concerned, bro. All right. Appreciate you guys as always. 1 week break, but we're back with 9 fucking weeks straight. You guys know it'll be most confident on Mondays. It will be full card picks latest Friday after weigh-ins. Might get them out earlier in the week. Could even drop them early in the week if you guys want to, if that's what you like. I drop the full card. I'm ready to rock on that. But you know, always something happens at weigh-in, so it's not a bad time for it. I will drop bets tonight. If you want to see who I already bet on, direct message at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. We'll get you into premium channel, and I'll see you on that side. I'm going to drop a nice parlay over in free channel that I'm confident in. And of course, my most confident bets are over on the premium side. All you got to do is download Telegram and just direct message us that you want to get in, and we'll get you set. Hey, let's fucking eat. All right. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, it is peace and love.